here on the Ultimate Seattle Sports Show. The Huskies open camp this week, and as we started to study this team a little bit, one thing we're hearing a lot about, guys, is the offensive line. Head coach Jed Fish knew after the Huskies played their first season of the Big Ten, they were going to have to get bigger and stronger in the trenches. And they not only got bigger, they got more athletic.
It's all about getting better. It's all about finding a way to improve our fundamentals, improve our way to so when we get to a spot where come Sunday we're competing against one another, we're in the best possible shape we can be in. But everybody looks good. Everybody was out there that we talked about participating in one way, shape, or form. So glad to see where we are as a program, and now it's time to have practice number 2.
You know, he gets so excited talking about the O-line. I think you go back a couple seasons, he barely had enough offensive line members during spring practices. Now they are locked, they are loaded, they got some big boys up front, and he's quick to point out, too, Terry, not only big, these guys are fast as well.
Yeah, you got to be big and athletic these days and to play that position in the offensive line. And he's done a great job. He's gone out across the country and got some of the great offensive linemen that are out there around the United States of America, but also locked down the ones that we have right here in our own backyard. And we're notorious in the state of Washington for putting out some really good offensive linemen. And so for me, everything begins and ends in the trenches, you know.
And I was going to say, I think you live and learn as well. When the Huskies were in the Pac-12, it was a lot more high scoring, throwing the ball, and they learned in the Big Ten. They got pushed around a little bit early on. They'd go on the road, and they were getting beat up in the trenches quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely. I think historically you look back at the Big Ten versus the Pac-12, and I used to argue about it all the time because I played in the Pac-10, and I used to be like, oh, yeah, we're just as good. We're just as physical. We can do all that stuff. But truth be told, you know, that might have been my ego talking a little bit. But, you know, back east in the Midwest, they got some big corn-fed boys that we have to deal with every single weekend. And so he's done an incredible job going out there, getting those big, strong, athletic guys, being able to compete in the Big Ten. And we saw it last year in his second year that they were doing a little better than they did in the first year, in that transition year, putting those big guys together and protecting our quarterback and creating holes for our running backs. And, again, I just expect it to be getting even better.
Paul, when you have 7.2 yards per carry and your name is 7.2 yards per carry, Terry, you can have an ego. You can have an ego. It's okay.
Well, no one appreciates the offensive line more than the quarterback himself. After his eventful offseason, Damon Williams is running the show at quarterback once again. Williams says he's putting the offseason in the past with a focus to now establish a bond with his receiving targets and running backs.
I mean, I've already talked about that, but I definitely iron all that stuff out, and I'm just ready to go into the season strong. We got a big group chat, so, you know, just hit up the group chat, tell everybody come out, come catch, come get some work in, and everybody shows up, and that's great. You know, it's a great sign for sure. And, you know, you got the running backs out there putting in work out the backfield, and that's super important for our offense. Obviously, you know, losing Jonah, who is a really good receiving back, being able to replace him with somebody that can catch the ball as well, and they all understand that. I've been working really hard to get there.
I love the fact that Damon just put it out there and said, look, we already talked about that. Let's just talk about football. Let's talk about this season. There's a lot of promise with this team. And, you know, you and I have talked about it before, you know, on this show, the fact that, you know, Damon Williams, a guy who just wants to play football. He's not worried about, you know, it's his teammates that care about him. They're not worried about what he did in the offseason.
Yeah, it's not a big deal at all. That's water under the bridge. They don't even talk about it, don't think about it. You know, he made a choice to test the waters, and obviously he's back. Now he's back. We put all that behind us, and we go focus on winning a national championship.
Yeah, the key for him is finding some receiver targets that he could build a nice relationship. Obviously, he had Denzel Boston last year. Denzel now in the NFL. I think Desmond Roebuck is the name a lot of people are looking at right now. Will he fill the void of Denzel Boston leaving for the NFL? We'll wait and see.
Yep. I like Roebuck. By the way, I do like Roebuck a lot. I think it's going to be great. We had a great season last year. We got to introduce him a little bit. He's going to have a much bigger role this year. I'm excited to see it happen.